Social Security is delivering something on Christmas Day. And I'm not talking about your benefit check. I'm talking about a document that every single one of the 75 million Social Security beneficiaries needs to pay attention to. This is hitting on December 25th digitally, and then it's going out in the mail the day after Christmas. Now, you might be thinking, it's just tax paperwork? Who cares? But here's the thing. With all the talk about that $2,000 stimulus check, with the Social Security Fairness Act that gave some people huge back payments this year, and with new tax deductions for seniors that just got signed into law, this document could be the difference between getting money you're owed or missing out completely. I'm going to explain exactly what's being delivered, why you absolutely need to hold on to it, and what could go wrong if you don't pay attention to this. Let's get into it. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Tony, and on this channel, Retirees Benefits, we break down everything related to Social Security, benefits, stimulus payments, and financial programs that affect people on fixed incomes. I've been covering Social Security news for years, and I read through all these government announcements so you don't have to. I know a lot of you don't typically deal with tax documents or filing tax returns, but this year is different. Trust me on this one. Stay with me here because this affects everyone getting Social Security. All right. So, here's what's happening. On December 25th, Christmas Day, the Social Security Administration is going to make your SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S available in your My Social Security account on their website. Now, what are these forms? This is your official tax documentation. It shows exactly how much money Social Security paid you during 2025. If you live in the United States, you'll get the SSA-1099. If you're a beneficiary living outside the country, you'll get the SSA-1042S. These forms don't just go to you, they also get sent to the IRS. That's right. The IRS gets a copy showing exactly how much Social Security income you received. This is furnished directly to them. On December 26th, the day after Christmas, Social Security will start mailing out physical paper copies of these forms. All of them should arrive no later than January 31st, which is the federal deadline for getting these tax documents out. I know some of you are probably thinking, I don't file taxes, I don't need this. Hold on. Let me explain why you absolutely do need to pay attention to this document. Remember all that talk about the $2,000 stimulus check? The president has mentioned it multiple times. We still don't know if it's actually going to happen, but let's talk about what could happen if it does. If that $2,000 payment goes out, most people should get it automatically. That's how it's supposed to work. But here's what we learned from 2020 and 2021 during the pandemic stimulus payments. Not everyone got their money automatically. Years after those stimulus checks went out, the IRS came out and said that if you didn't receive your payment for whatever reason, the only way to claim it was to file a federal tax return. Even people who normally don't file taxes had to file just to get their stimulus money. Now, I'm not giving you tax advice here. I'm not an accountant or a CPA, but I'm telling you what happened before, and there's a good chance it could happen again. If this $2,000 stimulus payment actually happens, and that's still a big if, there will probably be some people who don't get it automatically. Maybe there's a database error, maybe your direct deposit information is outdated, maybe something just falls through the cracks. And if you're one of those people who doesn't get it automatically, you'll need to file a tax return to claim it. And guess what? You'll need to file that return, this SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S form. This is your proof of income. Without it, you can't file. So even if you've never filed taxes before, even if you normally don't need to file, hold on to this document. Put it somewhere safe. You might need it in 2026 to claim that stimulus money. Now, let me talk about another group of people who really need to pay attention to this. About 3 million Social Security beneficiaries got significantly more money in 2025 because of the Social Security Fairness Act. This law was signed back in January 2025. There was a big signing ceremony and everything. What it did was repeal two rules called the Windfall Elimination Provision, that's the WP, and the Government Pension Offset, that's the GO. these rules used to reduce Social Security benefits for people who also received a government pension, like teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public employees. When the law got repealed, those 3 million people started getting their full Social Security benefits. Not only did their monthly payments go up, starting in April 2025, but a lot of them also got huge lump sum back payments to make up for years of reduced benefits. Here's the problem. A lot of these folks don't realize they're about to get hit hard with taxes. They got thousands and thousands of dollars in extra income in 2025, and that income is taxable. If you're one of those 3 million people, you probably didn't plan for this. You probably didn't set aside money for taxes on that big lump sum payment. And when you get your SSA-1099 form, you're going to see a much higher number than you're used to seeing. You're most likely going to need to file a tax return this year. And this form, this SSA-1099, is absolutely critical. Without it, you can't file your return and you could face penalties from the IRS. There's one more reason why this tax filing season is going to be different from any other year. Over the summer, Congress passed a big tax reconciliation bill, and buried in that bill was something huge for seniors. There's now a senior deduction of $6,000 for single filers and $12,000 for married couples filing jointly. This is on top of the standard deduction. What this means is that some people who normally wouldn't need to file a tax return might actually benefit from filing this year, because they could get money back, or they might be able to reduce how much they owe. Again, I'm not a tax professional. You should talk to an accountant or use tax software to figure out your specific situation. But my point is this: the 2025 tax filing season is not business as usual. There are new rules, new deductions, and potentially new stimulus payments that could affect whether you need to file or not. And if you do need to file, you absolutely must have this SSA-1099 form. There's no way around it. Now, here's something really important that a lot of people don't think about. When you get your SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S form, don't just throw it in a drawer. Take a few minutes and actually look at the numbers. It's rare, but mistakes do happen. Social Security is a huge agency processing millions of these forms. Sometimes numbers get entered wrong. Sometimes there are computer glitches. Let me give you an example. Let's say you actually received $12,000 in Social Security benefits during 2025, but when you look at your form, it says $36,000. Maybe someone accidentally multiplied your amount by 3. Or maybe your benefits got mixed up with someone else's. Here's the problem. That form doesn't just go to you. It goes to the IRS. So now the IRS thinks you received $36,000 when you really only got $12,000. Guess what happens next? The IRS comes knocking. They want to know why you didn't report all that income. They might think you're trying to hide money from them. You could face penalties, interest, all kinds of headaches. On the flip side, what if your form shows less than you actually received? Now you're not reporting all your income, and that could also cause problems down the line. My point is this: take 2 minutes and verify that the amount on your form matches what you actually received in 2025. Add up your monthly benefit statements. Make sure the numbers make sense. If you find an error, contact Social Security immediately and get it corrected. Don't wait until you're trying to file your taxes and realize the numbers don't match up. So, let's talk about how to actually get this form on December 25th. It's going to be available in your My Social Security account. If you already have a My Social Security account, just log in on Christmas Day or any time after that. You'll be able to download your form digitally. It's right there. You can save it to your computer, print it out, whatever you want to do. If you don't have a My Social Security account, you can still get your form. It's going to be mailed to you starting December 26th. You should receive it no later than January 31st Street. But here's what I recommend. If you don't have a My Social Security account, create one. It's completely free. You don't need to have one, but it's a really handy tool. I have one myself. I log in maybe 3 or 4 times a year just to check that everything looks correct. You can see your benefit amounts, your payment history, update your information, all from your phone or computer. Social Security has been very clear about their mission right now. They want to digitize everything. They don't want people coming into field offices unless absolutely necessary. They want all 200 million of us to eventually have these online accounts. And honestly, it makes sense. Why wait for something in the mail when you can access it instantly? Why call and wait on hold when you can handle it online? So, if you have the ability to create an account, I highly recommend it. It takes maybe 10 minutes to set up, and then you have access to all your information whenever you need it. All right, let me bring this all home. Here's what you need to do. First, watch for your SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S form. If you have a My Social Security account, it's available Christmas Day. If you're waiting for it in the mail, it should arrive by the end of January. Second, when you get it, actually look at it. Check the numbers. Make sure the amount they say you received matches what you actually got. If there's an error, contact Social Security right away. Third, put this form somewhere safe. Don't lose it. Don't throw it away. You might need it to file taxes, claim a stimulus payment, or prove your income for something else during 2026. Fourth, if you're one of those 3 million people who got extra money from the Social Security Fairness Act, understand that you're probably going to need to file taxes this year. Start preparing for that now. Talk to a tax professional if you can. Fifth, keep an eye out for news about that $2,000 stimulus payment. We still don't know if it's happening or when it might happen, but if it does, having this form ready will make the process much smoother if you need to claim it manually. Look, I know tax documents aren't exciting. I know most of you would rather ignore all this stuff, but this is one of those situations where a little bit of attention now can save you a massive headache later. Think about it. Would you rather spend 5 minutes right now making sure you have this form and that it's accurate? Or would you rather spend months next year fighting with the IRS, trying to prove your income or claim money you're owed? This is your financial protection. This is your proof of income. This is potentially the key to getting stimulus money or tax refunds. Don't ignore it. So, to recap everything, Social Security is making your tax form available on December 25th online and mailing it out December 26th. This form shows how much you received in 2025. You need to hold on to it because of potential stimulus payments, because of the Social Security Fairness Act changes, and because of new tax deductions for seniors. Check the form for accuracy when you get it and store it somewhere safe. If you don't have a My Social Security account, consider creating one for easier access. If this video helped you understand what's coming and why it matters, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I put out new videos every week covering Social Security updates, benefit programs, stimulus news, and ways to manage your money on a fixed income. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you going to create a My Social Security account to get your form digitally? Are you one of the people affected by the Social Security Fairness Act? I read every comment and I try to answer as many questions as I can. And don't forget to check out my other video on making extra money with side hustle apps. That link is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Happy holidays to you and your family. Stay warm out there and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.